What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a story for you guys that was sent in by a subscriber, which honestly is one of the funniest Karen stories I've had submitted in. Just because of the sheer stupidity of this Karen. You know, it's not even a situation where, like, stupidity and confusion can be used to, like, kind of give her an excuse. This lady's just straight up really dumb, but, you know, either way, I figured it would be right up our alley, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam whatsoever. You're going to be put into the game Fortnite and forced to fight to death, but the person controlling your avatar is going to be Timmy No Thumbs from the Fortnite Worst Players Ever roster. Alright, so obviously we all know that first jobs are never like the dopest things in the world, you know? It's never exactly a dream job, at least for most people. I guess if you're really, really lucky, you get your dream job on the first try. But for a majority of people, the first job is something that kind of sucks. It's just something that you kind of got to deal with. It teaches you a lot about the value of money, you know, just exactly how much of a pain in the butt it is to get some. And this person's first job was in a Chinese, you know, and I'm not going to say the name of it. It's a popular chain of them, but I'll put it this way. The Chinese restaurant that he worked in was very, very American. You know what I mean? If it had its own, like, Chinese name, if there was an American name, it would be called Grizzly Quickly, alright? So think of a Chinese animal and then another word for quickly. If you managed to get it, good for you. Congratulations, you solved the riddle. If you didn't, I don't know, bro. It's okay. Anyways, the person who sent this in to me started explaining that most of the people that would come in and get food from this place were really, really cool. You know, 99% of the time, people getting orange chicken have really nothing complaining about or nothing bad going on, so it's a pretty easy job. Honestly, if you somehow manage to, like, actually lose your marbles while ordering food at a place that gets you your food quickly, I don't really know what's wrong with you. Like, just don't, dude. Just tell your mind to wait 15 seconds and you'll get your food. It's gonna be okay. But I guess one of these days it simply wasn't enough to know that the food was about to be put on the plate for this Karen, alright? She just had a hankering for fried rice that couldn't be filled just by the food, but also by screaming at a worker for something that's totally not their fault, just a normal Karen lunch activity. And so the subscriber, which I'm going to call Derek for the rest of the video, just because, you know, it's just easier to call him something, was one day just kind of serving up in the front of the store. It's not too hard of a job, you know what I mean? You just kind of got to take this scoop, and whatever you hear the person ordering, you go over, you scoop it into their little plate bowl thingy, and they go on their way. It's a pretty simple job. And anyways, on this particular day, Derek is just kind of standing there minding his own business. It's not particularly busy. There's some people eating, but, like, there's nobody in line asking for food. So he's just kind of zoning out, staring out the window, daydreaming a little bit. And all of a sudden, the door opens and in walks this woman, dude, who is, you know, on her Bluetooth, but, like, not even just on her phone, like, still has one of the earpieces from the 1920s. Screaming into it, you know, already really annoying. Anytime somebody's in public having a really, really loud phone conversation with their Bluetooth, it's like immensely, immensely awkward for everybody else, right? But she's screaming into it something about how she has to order this garbage Chinese food, but she'll be right back and call later, and, like, hangs up. But she says it incredibly loud. And at that point, a couple of the people that were, like, eating the food in this restaurant kind of give her a dirty look, because going into a restaurant and saying that it's garbage and anyone who eats it is garbage doesn't exactly, like, give everybody confidence that, you know, you're the nicest person around. So she gets some dirty looks, but overall, everybody just kind of lets it slide because, you know, maybe she was making a joke or whatever. The one thing I don't really understand about this, though, is, like, she's calling the food garbage to the person on the phone. So, like, why are you ordering it? Do you know what I mean? If I really, really hate something, like, oh, this is absolute garbage, it's disgusting, I just don't get it. You know, call me crazy, but I feel like you have the ability to make that decisions. You have the ability to pick the restaurant you want to eat at, you know what I mean? Especially because this restaurant in particular, sure, it's not the greatest Chinese food of all time, it's not the most authentic, but its orange chicken do be bussin', alright? Anyways, like, I guess this lady, for whatever reason, hopped inside her SUV for her lunch break and decided to head right on over to this place and put her taste buds in pain. Like, maybe she had a bad day at work and just felt like she deserved a punishment or something. That's how she was looking at it. A little bit too intense for me, treating everything a little bit too much like an anime arc, but hey, I guess that's just the way it is. So she hangs up on her Bluetooth after saying that and walks up to the counter, and Derek kind of starts walking over to her. He was a little bit away. And as he's kind of walking over there, she starts, like, smacking the glass. But not even just smacking it lightly, like tapping on it. Kind of smacks the glass with the palm of her hand like a drum, you know, just bum, bum, bum. It kind of actually reminded this dude of, like, you know, the girl from Nemo that, you know, fish, I'm a piranha that live in the Amazon. Like that girl who was just shaking the bags, banging on the glass, like a grown-up version of that girl. And she starts yelling at Derek, who is at this point still walking towards her and is like 2 steps away. Hurry up, let's go, faster. And, like, you know, it's one thing to get somebody's attention if they're not paying attention to you, but he was literally already walking towards her, ready to help her. Like, it wasn't like she needed to do all this rude stuff banging on the glass to get his attention. He's already walking there anyways, and even if he was walking too slowly for your liking, you know, I don't know if you need to bang on the glass that hard to get his attention. If anything, the one thing that I've always thought of is like, A, you should just never be rude to workers that, you know, really have no control over what's going on. He's just here to serve the food because it's a crappy job and you just shouldn't be mean to them. But you especially shouldn't be mean to the people that are about to handle your food. You know what I mean? Like, call me crazy, but I enjoy my food without spit in it, so I'm extra nice to the people that are going to be handling my food. It's just a pretty ballsy move to go out of your way to be immensely rude to somebody that's going to be handling something that you're going to put in your body, you know? It's like, if I was about to get surgery, I wouldn't be going up to the doctor and calling him a nincompoop. Next thing I know, I'm going to wake up from getting my appendix out and, like, he's going to have accidentally left a watch inside me that's either going to tick forever or he's going to cut me open again to get back out. I'm not really down with either one of these scenarios, so I'm just kind of nice to everybody that's helping me out. I guess this Karen didn't get the memo, though, and was just deciding to go with the rude approach of just getting this guy to, like, not like her off the bat before he even knew what she wanted to order. But, you know, Derek had more patience than any of us would have in this situation, so he kind of walks up to the Karen, he grits his teeth, and he's like, "How can I help you?" You know what I mean? He says it a little bit nicer than that, but he's somehow managing to bite his tongue and not get himself in trouble. He probably just really needed the job. Anyways, as I said, he grits his teeth and asks how he can help, but this Karen just kind of gives him a blank stare and says nothing. You know, obviously she had just been like banging on the glass telling him to hurry up, so now he's just a little bit confused because he's like, "How may I help you?" and she's just not replying at all, which, you know, from the Karen's perspective, if you're gonna beg somebody to hurry, the least you could do is be ready to order, you know, like, that's the least you could do, at least be ready to order, but nope, obviously that's not what's up. And after a bit of silence, he finally just kind of goes, "Ma'am," like kind of trying to see if she's even still awake, if she passed out or something. And she looks at him and is like, "I'm obviously thinking, kid." Even though she had been looking him straight in the eye, not looking at the menu, not doing anything, like just staring at him, trying to think about what she wanted, I guess. And listen, I guess, like, some people aren't afraid of eye contact, but I just feel like it's kind of awkward to decide what you want to eat while looking into the soul of the person that you don't know that's about to take your order. Like, this isn't your kid, this isn't your family member, this is just a random person, and she's just staring into his eyes while trying to figure out what she wants to eat off the menu, you know? Maybe she just has a thing for, like, winning staring contests that the other people aren't aware that they're in. She has an undefeated record, mainly because people aren't trying too hard if they don't know what's going on. Searching the inner depths of his soul for his personal panda. Oh, Grizzly Express order. "I peer into your soul for my culinary desire." Anyways, she's just kind of staring into him and kind of, like, looking down at him, and he obviously thinks at this point that she's just nuts, you know. She's not talking to him, she's not making eye contact, literally the only thing she's doing is just kind of staring at him. And at that point, I guess she had decided that she was just done talking, you know, from then on she was going to be communicating purely through, like, moving and just tapping on the glass, but she didn't say anything like that. She doesn't give a warning, she doesn't say, "Okay, I'm ready to order," or anything like that. She just starts banging on the glass above it and, like, pointing at stuff. She's on the other side of the glass just silently pointing at chow mein, not saying anything, and he obviously doesn't really understand, so she bangs on the glass again and points at the chow mein. And he's kind of like, okay, so he starts scooping it a little. He gets some of that. She moves over, bangs on the glass, points at some rice. He gets some of that. And then he goes, "Okay, well, what do you want for, like, your main course? Like, what meat do you want? You know, do you want veggies? Do you want meat?" And she looks at him and says only 2 words, okay? She doesn't say thank you. She doesn't say, what do you got? She doesn't need to think anymore. She just looks at him and just goes, "Orange chicken," and walks away. In those words, she decides to say normally. Everything else she had said at this point was basically at, like, a sonic boom level of volume. She was just screaming at this poor kid. His eardrums were probably damaged. But those 2 words, for whatever reason, she decided to say it just completely normal volume, just "orange chicken." I don't know if she thought it deserved more respect or, like, what the dealio was, but that was just whispered normally. And then she stands up, taps on her Bluetooth, and like gets back on the phone. You know, she starts talking loudly to whoever's on the other side about her boyfriend's dog and like just whatever's going on in her life. And he just tunes her out until his work is done. And he goes over, and they were out of orange chicken, so he starts making more, you know, and he can't help but overhear some bits and bobs of the conversation because she's screaming it out loud. Like, it's not like she's doing any service to herself to try to keep it private. And she's talking about how she hates dogs that poop. Which, you know, is kind of funny. Like, she was talking about her boyfriend's dog and starts telling her friend that all dogs that poop are just really annoying and, like, a pain to clean up after. And I don't know if she was trying to be funny or was just stupid, but either way, I don't think she realizes that, like, that's all of them, bro. I don't think that there's a model of dog that just doesn't use the restroom. I think that's just all living things. No dog has a button on it where you can reset the BIOS to no poop mode. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love animals. They're really the sweetest. They make me happy until they, have to use the bathroom. At that point, I think we might as well euthanize them. Like, what do you mean, dude? Every dog has to use the restroom. Anyways, he makes the orange chicken, he puts it down, and he starts scooping it. And for those of you that don't know what orange chicken is, I don't know how you wouldn't, but, you know, I'll explain it, I guess. It's like this chicken that's, it's not like a chicken nugget. I don't know how to explain it, but it's got this sauce on it, like an orangey, sticky type of sauce. Texture-wise, I would relate it to like a teriyaki-ish. But not really. It's basically just like chicken with sauce on it. Do you know what I mean? And I personally think that the sauce is pretty bomb. You know, I'm a little bit biased because I just like it. It's not actually Chinese food. It was made in America to like become Americanized Chinese food, but it's pretty good. Anyways, he kind of starts scooping it in, and she gives him a weird look at the first scoop. But on the second scoop, he goes to put it onto the little spot where like it's supposed to go. And she starts screaming at him, "What are you doing? What is that? What is that, you idiot? You, that looks disgusting. I said orange chicken. How stupid are you? Like, are you kidding me? What are you scooping into my bowl? That's not what I ordered." And he's just insanely confused because this lady had said that she wanted orange chicken. He was positive of that because he had printed like a little thing with her order on it, and it said orange chicken. So he looks at her and he said, "Yeah, you wanted orange chicken, right?" And she says, "Yeah, that's not orange chicken." And at this point, he's just confused because he's looking down at what he's scooping into the bowl, and it's orange chicken. He'd been working here for a while. Derek knew what it was. He had just made it. He knew for a fact that this was orange chicken, but this lady was saying that it wasn't. So obviously, he doesn't know what's happening. So he looks up at her and goes, "Ma'am, this is orange chicken." Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt my video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually an Xbox gift card. For those of you that don't know, I give away one of these gift cards in every single video I post here on this channel as a way to just say thank you to everyone that's subscribed with notifications on. So if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate you taking a second to press that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and yeah, you know, press the like button if you don't mind too. And big thank you to everybody that already has notifications on that's been subscribed. I really appreciate it, and without further ado, I'll shut up and get back to the video now. Thanks. And she starts saying, "No, it's not orange chicken." So he's confused and he asks her to like, "Fine, if it's not orange chicken, then can you pull up on your phone what you mean?" Because she's pretty confident that she's gotten orange chicken from here before. And she's like, "You know what? Fine. If you're not smart enough to know what it is, then I will pull it up." So she goes to her phone, she starts Googling, and she's taking a while. And, you know, she finally comes back and she says, "I want this." And she turns the phone around, and I'm not messing with you, bro. Orange chicken is just very obviously a type of chicken with sauce on it. It's a Chinese food. There's no way that you should be able to get it confused with many other types of chicken, especially with what this lady thought orange chicken was, which was, and I'm not messing with you guys, chicken nuggets. She turned around her phone and showed this dude a picture of some chicken nuggets and said, "This is orange chicken. Don't you know what this is?" And obviously he's confused. He's like, "Yeah, I do know what this is. Most people know what a chicken nugget is, but that's not orange chicken." And she's like, "That definitely is orange chicken. Every restaurant makes this. Look at the color of it." And this lady had thought for some reason that, like, you know the breading on the outside of a chicken nugget, how it's kind of orangey, I guess, like that bread color? She thought that was orange chicken. Like, the way that the color was on the outside of a chicken nugget was orange chicken. So he's like, "Ma'am, that's not orange chicken, that's a chicken nugget." we don't even have chicken nuggets here. Like, I can't make that for you. We don't have fried chicken. I can't do that. This is what we have as our orange chicken. And she won't accept that as an answer. Like, you would think at this point the normal person would be embarrassed, back down, and be like, oh my goodness, are you serious? Like, I don't know what food this is. I just wanted chicken nuggets, and be the least bit embarrassed. But she starts arguing and saying that because he knows that he's wrong, he's afraid to admit it, because he doesn't want to get in trouble, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, obviously, if this dude knew this was a misunderstanding and he could just make some chicken nuggets, he could just do it really quick. But this restaurant just doesn't have them. I'm not kidding. This place does not offer that as a menu choice. So he's kind of like, I don't know what to tell you. And so she says that she's not going to pay for her food. And he's like, well, I already served it, so I don't really, like, he doesn't really know what to do. And she starts demanding to speak to the manager. So Derek at that point decides, all right, I don't really want to get my manager involved. It's going to be embarrassing, but like, at this point, it's kind of what I've got to do. I don't really have much more of a choice here, because this lady is going to make me get like fired, or I don't know, something bad's going to happen because she doesn't know what orange chicken is and I do, and it's just not worth it to lose my job because this lady doesn't know what orange chicken is. Anyways, Derek goes and gets his manager, and his manager comes out, and they kind of have the same argument. His manager says the same thing. Ma'am, that's not, orange chicken. That's a chicken nugget. We don't make those. And she's arguing with the manager now, saying that him and Derek are in cahoots to like make her look dumb and make her look silly for quote unquote not knowing what orange chicken is, but you can't trick her. She knows what it is, and da-da-da-da-da. And what's wildest about this is the confidence to me. Like, you know what? I guess a chicken nugget is orange. I guess I could see how the mistake would happen. You'd still have to be living under a rock like Patrick Star, but I could see how it happens. But like, the confidence to start accusing people of some conspiracy theory to make sure that you don't get your chicken nuggets. Like, what planet are you on, dude? Anyways, the manager's trying to smooth it over the way managers do. He's offering her coupons, telling her that she can come back, but she just keeps demanding chicken nuggets. And he just keeps telling her, like, we literally we don't have them. Like, I don't know what you want me to do in this situation. So finally, she says that she's going to call the police. And both Derek and the manager are kind of like, what do you mean you're going to call the police? And she says that she's going to call the police because there's this law, and by law, the police can force them to make a menu item that she ordered, and she knows that she ordered what she wanted, and da-da-da-da-da. And they're kind of like, okay, I mean, if you really want to call the cops, they're going to come, but they're going to agree with us, and you're going to look silly because you didn't order chicken nuggets, you ordered orange chicken. But she is so set on being right that she pulls out her phone, gets on the horn, and starts being like, I'm being disrespected at this establishment. Here's the address. They're trying to scam me out of my money. Da-da-da-da-da. Makes it sound all bad. And they're like, all right, we'll have somebody out there. So obviously, because it's not a priority, there's other stuff going on. It takes about 15 minutes. And throughout that 15 minutes, she's just kind of pouting in one of the booths waiting. The police show up. They walk in, and they kind of walk over to Derek and the manager. And they're like, all right, what's the situation? And before they get an explanation for them, Karen runs over and starts yelling. And at that point, there's two cops. One of them takes Karen outside. One of them talks to these guys. They usually do that whenever they're talking to people. And the people that work at the Chinese restaurant start explaining that this lady thinks that orange chicken is a chicken nugget, and she's screaming at them to make her this thing, but they literally don't have the materials for it, so there's nothing they can do. And the cop starts laughing, and he's like, no, seriously, what's going on? Because he doesn't believe that something this stupid is actually what got him out there. So they're like, no, I'm not kidding you, that's what's going on. So he, trying to figure out if they're messing with him or not, says, all right, stay here. I'm going to go talk to my partner, just make sure that we've got the same story here. So he goes out there, and they hear yelling, the Karen yelling, and then they see the Karen flipping off the cops, getting in her car, and driving away. They were like standing behind the counter, and they could see out into the parking lot. And so they're kind of like, well, I guess that's a good sign for us. And the cops come in, and both of them are like laughing. And they say that, they thought that you were messing with us when you said that she was this mad about thinking orange chicken was a chicken nugget. But I guess to the cop, she had started screaming at him about how this restaurant was disrespecting her. And, they just had no right to be in business anymore if this is how they were going to treat Americans, all that stuff. And I guess in the confusion, the cop thought the same thing everybody else had thought and been like, I don't really feel like they serve orange chicken. Like, what do you mean the orange chicken wasn't right? Like, that's really all they serve. They don't serve chicken nuggets. She's super confused. or the cop is super confused. You guys know what I mean. So obviously he kind of asked to see a picture of what she had wanted to order. So she shows him a picture. He says, "Ma'am, that's chicken nuggets." And now she starts accusing the cops of being in on this conspiracy too. And I guess when she had started accusing him of being involved in the conspiracy too is when his partner had come back out to just like see what was going on. And obviously he comes out and hears her screaming about chicken nuggets and whatnot, and he realizes that the people in the restaurant weren't joking. Like this is actually what this lady is this upset about. So he started laughing. Well, then the lady had thought that they were laughing at her because, well, they were, but like, you know, not directly. It was more of a laughing at the situation type of thing. So she started freaking out and was like, "That's it, I'm out of here, da-da-da-da-da, you guys are idiots," even though the cops were just kind of doing what the Chinese place workers had said, which was they're going to come here and side with us because we just don't have chicken nuggets. Like, that's just not something that's on our menu. I don't really know what the Karen expected, but they can't make you make something that you don't have at a restaurant. That's not how it works. But yeah, she ended up leaving after that, but a grown woman called the cops over some chicken nuggets. A little bit of a misunderstanding. I guess she called the cops over orange chicken, but whatever. You can't have your sandwich and eat it in a bread basket. I don't know, whatever. Some stupid life saying. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I'd really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button, comment down below, and subscribe. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment the word nugget down below. It really helps me out. If you really, really want to help out the channel, you can get yourself some of the merch. Look at your screen now. Look at that fantastic design. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Merch that cool can be yours from the link in the description down below. Other than that, you can also use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout to get yourself a little bit of a discount on the best energy drink for gamers. Helps you out, helps me out. Literally, everybody is a winner. And yeah, other than that, I think that's going to do it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys have no idea how much all the support means to me. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace. Oh, and I forgot to plug one thing. I have a podcast, too, called The Scuffed Cast. That's also in the description, so check that out, too. Okay, for realsies, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm out now. Peace.